If you're looking to do an ADA compliance review of your website, let's review my 9 steps you should take to figure out where your website stands now with compliance. First, give your business website a hard look and decide whether or not you're at serious risk for non-compliance. It's true, all business websites should be ADA compliant, but as I explained in part 1 of this video series, not all businesses have the same degree of risk for non-compliance. The simple rule of thumb is this: if you're encouraging interaction between yourself and the website user, you have a greater compliance risk unless you have provided persons with disabilities a way to access your interactivity. If your website's essentially a sales brochure and you're a small business, you may not have much ADA compliance responsibility. That's not to say you shouldn't get your website compliant, it's just that your task will be easier. Second, sit with your attorney and decide what your legal risks are. The attorney can give you practical guidance regarding your business need for ADA website compliance. Next, you'll want to download a copy of the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines from WCAG. You'll see the link to that on the bottom of the screen. And now for the hard part, set aside time to read and understand the issues in the more than 200 website content alternatives that are contained in the WCAG guidelines. Now this will take time and effort. Stick with it because it's the key to success. Then you'll need to access a computer with a keyboard and installed versions of the major internet browsers. In practice, this means you'll need a PC and a Mac. You'll also need to have internet browsers from Microsoft, Firefox, Chrome, and Apple Safari. You'll need access to smartphones and tablets that run on the main operating systems, Apple and Android. Why? Because more than 50% of internet users are exclusively using smartphones and tablets. If you don't check your performance with mobile devices, you're increasing your compliance risk. You will also need a screen reader. Screen readers convert the text of your website to speech, which is a great help to people with sight disabilities. Try a Google search for ADA screen reader to find one that works for you. You'll also need an accessibility testing browser extensions. These are add-ins to your browser and they help you evaluate the accessibility for persons with certain disabilities. Then, when you're all done, you should write a policy and procedure for your website ADA compliance in which you set forth the website compliance goals and the steps to achieve them. Now don't shortcut this process. When trouble comes, having a policy and procedure in writing, and of course in daily practice, will go a long way toward keeping you out of serious difficulty. Beware, evaluating your website ADA compliance is not simple or easy. It's not like following a recipe for meatloaf. There are many variables to the website evaluation. It's a lot like work. It takes time, some money, and web savvy. The good news is, if you're willing to gather the research and evaluation resources, the website compliance with ADA, a review of that, is something you can do yourself. But what if you don't have the time to get all this done? Well, in that case, I suggest you get professional help. And that means you should call me or someone else who does what I do. Now, if you want to talk with me, here's how I'll make that work for you. First, I'll set aside an hour to listen to you about your issues. If I can help you do your own evaluation, I'll be happy to. In fact, I'll probably have at least 2 or 3 suggestions you can use to get the job done. And there's no cost or obligation to this phone call. Actually, we never charge for this kind of pick our brain effort. Now, here's how I'll make sure that that free 1-hour conversation will be successful. I provide a guide or agenda to help us keep on track and be productive. We're talking about one side of one piece of paper here. And before we talk, I'll send a privacy and non-disclosure agreement which legally forbids me to expose any information you share with me. Why do I do that? Well, that way you can feel comfortable about telling me stuff. Now maybe after that phone conversation, you'll want to talk to me about doing your evaluation for you. In that case, I'll prepare an actual work scope and the details you need to get things approved and set in motion. That process takes a day or two. If you want to talk things over, remember, no cost, no pressure, no obligation. Just click the Learn More link on this page and make arrangements for your free 1-hour phone call. In closing, I'd just like to say 3 more things, since I obviously like lists. Number 1, thank you for watching this video. Number 2, I look forward to speaking with you. And number 3, all the best from all of us to all of you.